Hey, Coffee Cuties, we are back with another banger. And today we have the famous TikTok influencer by the name of Nara Smith on the docket. So let's just get right into it. So Nara Smith, just in case you don't know who she is, her rise to fame is primarily due to promoting a luxury trad wife lifestyle and cooking delicious meals for herself and her family from scratch. Now, Nara Smith has been trending all online throughout the past couple weeks because she is accused of allegedly stealing content from another TikTok influencer by the name of Onezwa. I may be pronouncing her name wrong. If I am, please correct me in the comment section. But Onezwa is basically a world-renowned chef in her own right. And like I stated before, an influencer as well. Onezwa is basically alleging she is the blueprint to some of Nara Smith's most famous videos and recipes. So I'm going to insert the video of Onezwa speaking in her own words and then come back with my thoughts.
For months now, I have watched a very, very popular content creator use my ideas. And again, I'm not the first person to do anything. They have continuously used my ideas to get views. Now, that would be fine, except in South Africa, we don't get paid for views. And where she is, they get paid for views. So she has been making money off stealing my content. She has managed to change the videos just enough so that I cannot say that they are my ideas. And when I took a break from content creation recently, she then went and moved on to my YouTube and started using ideas from my YouTube. So I have kept quiet for months at a time, just venting to my boyfriend and to my friends, and they've all told me, just let it go because you are going to be dragged by her mob of followers and you'll get cancelled. And so I've kept quiet. And recently, I made a boba tea. We all saw it. We all loved it. And I was so very, 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 very proud of that video. I tweeted about it. I was so excited for it. And then a day later, she made a boba video. And you might say it may be a coincidence. That would be fine if it was a coincidence, except it's a coincidence that happens very often. So is it really a coincidence? I am very disheartened. I am very disheartened because she's making thousands of dollars in views. And I am lucky to get a brand collaboration every 3 months.
All right, we are back, and I'm going to give a fair and unbiased commentary, and I'm going to point out where I agree and disagree on both sides. So we're going to start with Onezwa. So basically, Onezwa is going through what a lot of Black women experience, unfortunately, as being the blueprint. We always come up with different ideals, and the next thing we know, somebody observes us, then they try to revise it and make it into their own, and then apply it to their own lives, etc. So basically, stealing our ideals, monetizing off of it, and then never kissing the ring and paying tribute. I also want to address the fact that a lot of people are claiming that Onezwa was somehow jealous of Nara Smith's fame, success, and beauty. For one, I feel like Onezwa is also beautiful herself. And I feel like if she feels like her work has been taken from her, she has the right to defend herself. This is a gaslighting tactic that a lot of people like to use against Black women online. Like, for example, when it comes to the whole colorism thing, a lot of people will acknowledge colorism exists, but when Black women, dark-skinned Black women in particular, tell their stories, they're deemed as quote-unquote colorism crybabies, etc. when we speak up. But when other people tell their stories, they basically feel like, oh, they're just sharing their experiences, they're not a crybaby, etc. The only thing that I feel like that I disagree with on the side of Onezwa is that unfortunately recipes cannot, I don't think they can be copyright or anything like that, so it's hard to say like who is the rightful owner, etc. And then I also feel like when it comes to Nara Smith, I don't feel like her success is only due to the recipes. I feel like it is her desirability, her aesthetic, and just promotion of the whole trad life, luxury lifestyle, etc. So I do have to give Nara Smith some credit on that. And I also feel like this brings me to a personal story because I can remember a time when I was more of an influence to show my face, and I had came up with an ideal. Then a girl was doing something similar to me, and she also accused me of stealing from her, but I actually had the proof to show, like, I was doing this before I even met you. And it's funny because I actually gave that girl ideals, and unfortunately, I guess because she just didn't take off in the same way, she wanted to just blame somebody for something, so she she went on with this whole I was stealing from her narrative. But that brings me to how I feel like if Nara Smith is alleging that she is not stealing from Onezwa and she has the proof of that, why not show the receipts? Why not show the receipts that you already had these particular recipes before you saw Onezwa post online? Like, show your recipe book, etc. Just basically prove that you were already doing this before. Basically, it's kind of like the Risa Tissa story when she said proof of funds. So Nara Smith can show her proof of funds. And I also want to state that I feel like Nara Smith was being very disingenuous by acting like she didn't know who Onezwa was when Onezwa did post receipts proving that Nara Smith had been under some of her videos before, giving her encouraging words, which you're going to see throughout the video as well. I also feel like if Nara Smith was actually influenced by Onezwa and she just flat out copied her and didn't want to give any credit, etc., that is flat out wrong in so many ways. But unfortunately, like I stated before, Black women experience this all the time, where we come up with the sauce, the recipes, etc., and then somebody just comes along and try to hijack it. That's why I am so proud of your girl for speaking up for herself and for her brand. But next, we're going to get into the biggest thing that I disagree with all of this, and that is the threat of legal action. And I feel like Nara Smith is basically threatening to to go to the legal counsel or whatever if Onezwa does not retract her statements, etc. I feel like she is trying to silence Onezwa because Nara Smith has wealth privilege over Onezwa because, as Onezwa stated in the video, Nara Smith is from a country where TikTok pays her, so she's getting all type of brand deals, all type of everything, where Onezwa, her content is not blown up as much, and she's in a country where she does not get paid for content, so she really has to depend on those brand deals, etc. And again, I want to also ask, how is it defamation if she, one, is showing proof of the recipes being similar, and for two, you have already lied about even knowing who this girl is, which is leading us to believe her side, and by three, going to try to seek legal counsel to basically shut her up is basically making you seem more guilty. But I'm so glad that your girl Onezwa seems like she is not going to be silenced, because she is actually the one who made the whole threat of a lawsuit to the public. She put it out there, then the Shade Room picked it up, etc. So I am so glad about that. But when it comes to the whole running to whether it's the police, lawyers, etc., I just feel like this is a side effect of propping people up outside of our culture. And they don't understand our rules, our culture, like I said, our regulations when it comes to just how we move as Black people, Black women, etc. AKA, it's basically snitching. Now, if Onezwa was threatening Nara Smith's family or things like that, I would totally get running to legal counsel, etc. I would say protect yourself and your children in all ways. But she is simply stating that this is her content, this is her recipes, and her original ideals, etc. So you're literally going to go and waste resources to try to prove a point, and again flex your wealth privilege on her to try to silence her. I just think that is absolutely ridiculous, and this actually could have been handled a lot different. One of the ways being, show your recipes, show your receipts, Nara Smith. Address it head on instead of just, again, running to legal counsel. I feel like that is absolutely insane. But in conclusion, my solutions for Onezwa is to continue to stand up for yourself. Onezwa made this lawsuit public, so I, again, feel like she is not going to be silenced and she's going to stand firm in her position. And I feel like that is a lesson that we as Black women can all learn. Do not let people gaslight you, bully you into silence. Keep speaking up loud and proud. Let the haters keep hating on. Shine bright, shine far, etc. Just keep doing us. I also feel like a solution for all of us, once again, we need to support women with our own phenotype and mindset. Now, I'm not saying that there's not space for both of these women, because I feel like it is space for all of us, but we as Black women cannot sit around and give our sauce away. And basically, once again, it goes back to the fact that we are the blueprint. Everything else is the carbon copy, and we deserve the pedestal, the monetization, and everything else that come along with our ideals. And that's on period. But to answer the question, do I feel like Nara Smith will be canceled? I feel like the answer is no. I do want to address, however, that I do feel like some isms are in play when it comes to this whole situation. Maybe not directly from Nara's mouth and her opinions, etc., but just the overall perception of this whole ordeal. I feel like colorism, of course, plays a role, as well as classism. Because again, even though Nara Smith is not saying this directly, I feel like a lot of people online are painting the narrative that Nara Smith could not possibly be influenced by this Black woman who comes from a less privileged background, etc. And as we know, the classisms, the colorism, all this stuff is a byproduct of racism, which that actually leads me to the fact that I feel like Nara Smith will not be canceled because her audience is not just made up of Black women. It's made up of a lot of white people as well. And they are definitely going to bat for her, rallying behind her, etc. Again, using that whole classism narrative to try to belittle Onezwa and basically feel like she can no way come up with all these beautiful creative dishes and ideals and all type of stuff like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. She has literally shown the proof that she is a world-renowned chef that's cooks from scratch, and that's on period. I have the videos comparing the two recipes going throughout the video as well, so I want you ladies to tell me what you think. Do you see the similarities with the example that Onezwa did give when it came to the boa tea, I believe is how you say it, but the tea recipe? I do see the similarities in the actual recipe, but the aesthetic of the video is different because they have two different approaches to how they deliver their content. But again, in conclusion, I want to say, Black women, we have to decide who we support. In order to prevent things like this from happening, we must support women with our phenotype and our mindset as well. And now that we see our girl Onezwa is speaking out for her brand, we must rally behind her, follow her, support her on her journey, etc., so she can get those brand deals, can get that monetization and all the things that she deserves for her talent and success. Again, this is no way to say that Nara Smith is not a talent in her own right, but if you out here stealing content and not giving credit and all that type of stuff and then threatening lawsuits to silence people, I cannot stand with that. But you ladies, let me know what you think down below. Do you agree, disagree? Do you see the similarities, the differences, etc.? Any and all thoughts are welcomed here. But it's going to be a lot more videos to come. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as well. And to tell a friend because we are lit over here. But until next time, see ya.